Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and I'm from Instagram Lab. We are going to design a very interesting game today in Sketch 3.0 software. So the game name is Moon Lander Game. So as the name suggests, so there will be something that is going to land on the moon. So there will be a surface of the moon whereby something is going to land. So what is that something? We are going to design that from the paint section of a sprite. So that is a lander. So that is a rover, you can say. And let's have a look. First, we need to delete the cat sprite. And as the name suggests, moon. So we need a moon surface. So I'm going to design from the surface that is a black color surface from the paint section. And we need some black space also. So let's start. How does it go? So first of all, this is my space and I'm going to use the brush here and I'm going to reduce. I just need a little bit grayish surface that I'm going to use, and let's say increase a little bit of brightness. Yeah, this seems fine. And so let me just make something as a surface and something over here so that there will be something. So these are type of rocks, something like that. And this, okay. Yeah, this seems good. And yeah, we just change it to again. And let's make it fully gray. So I'm going to change it the surface to gray only, proper gray. Yes, and there will be some rocks type of stuff will be there. Yeah, seems good. Okay, so now after this, what I'm going to draw, I'm going to draw a surface where my uh, lander is going to land and like this, and I'm going to change the color. So any color we want, we can use that color. So suppose if I say yellow or something greenish color, so I'm going to use the green color. So here my rover has to land, and this is my backdrop. So our backdrop is ready. Now what we are going to do, we need a rover. So let's design from the paint section. So first of all, I'm going to draw it something like this, a square, and the size is very bigger, so we are going to change it from the side section, or once we complete it, so we will have a look how we can change it. And then we need a line, so something a bigger line, so I'm going to change it to, let's say, let's make it a little bit bigger, a 10. And now I'm going to draw something like this. So it's a kind of some handles we can see, and but the color is this one, so we need to change the color so that it will be visible on the surface, or as a backdrop it needs to be visible. So let me just change it to a little bit yellow or red. Yeah, yellow seems fine over there, you can see. Yeah, this seems fine. So I'm going to first delete this one. Yes, then I'm going to choose the line again, and then I'm going to draw it. And there's one more thing that I need to draw. Delete like this. Yeah, this seems good. Now I'm going to draw a single line over here, and then something looks like this, and it should be straight. So I'm going to try with this one again. Yeah, this seems good. Then again from the left side, a little bit something, and then like this. Yeah, this seems good. A little bit straight. Yeah, this seems good. And this is our lander, and let me just reduce a size a little bit smaller, a little bit more. Yeah, this seems fine. And I'm going to place it at the center, and we are going to change a little bit of the more colors. So let me just find out what different colors we can use. Yeah, this seems good. Or let's have a look again. So outline is important. It should look good. So I'm going to check out a couple of different colors. Yeah, I like this one. Now, so this is first part is ready. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate these costumes of this sprite. Why? Because I want because it has to like, fly. So suppose in the starting, my rover is here, and once I press the up arrow key, it has to move up, like it has to fly. When I'm pressing the right arrow key, it has to go over here. Then slowly, if it's coming down, then if I press up arrow key, it will go a little bit up. Then slowly, it has to land over here. Slowly, like this. Once it's land, so everything is going to stop over there. So that's what we are going to design. Before that, we need a couple of costumes so that there will be some fire. So how to do it? We are going to duplicate this one more time. So this will be the first, the actual costume for the lander. And this is, let's say we'll just give it a name after duplicating this. So I'm going to use 5 here. Why 5? We'll have a look. So first costume, the name of first costume will be base lander. The second costume is going to be destroyer, or let's say destroyed. And the third one is going to be right thruster. Fourth costume is going to be left one, and the fifth is going to be the bottom thruster. So these are the thruster that I'm going to use. Yes, over here. So how to design these thrusters? Let's have a look. So this is a destroyer. So I'm going to increase the size from here. So it has to destroy. So if the lander is going to touch this rock, or if it's coming on the very high speed, it's going to destroy. So that's what I'm going to do. And if it just like went away, like up out from the stage, or if it's very slow, or it touches to this color, so it has to destroy. So we are going to design something so that it will look like it's a destroy one. So I'm going to use a couple of lines here, and the thickness of the line is very much bigger in the as of now, but over here you can see this seems good, but I'm going to change it to a little bit smaller. Let me change it to 7, and I'm going to use a line. So I'm going to use the color, particular color. Suppose black color I'm going to use. The black color seems good. So how does it look like? So it's going to be like this only. So something destroyed. So if something is destroyed, it will look like this, a little bit like this. And I'm going to fill it with a particular color. So I'm going to use the fill color, and the thickness I'm going to increase it to 10, and it has to be a black color. So I'm going to reduce the brightness, and it's going to be like this. So this is a destroyer one. So it's going to destroy from a particular, once it reaches to a particular, height or something like that. So it's going to destroy. So this is my destroyer one. But I can't see this like proper. It doesn't look good. So let's have a look what we can do. Let me just find out. And let's see, I'm going to change it. Like this seems good, and this is going to be destroy one. So it once it's going to land it here, so it will look like a destroy one. But the black color doesn't look good because I can't, from here I can't see the black color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it a different color. So I'm going to change it with a red color over here. So suppose if I'm using a red color, proper red color, so something like that. Okay, yes, we can use this one. So it's going to be destroyed. So this is my destroyer. From over there as well, from the stage, you can see, you can have a look. So this is a destroyer part. No, this doesn't look good. Let me just make a line first. I guess the line seems good. Make the lines are fine. And now I'm going to change it the color. Something like that. So it should look like, yes, this is a broken one, or this is a destroyer. So my lander is going to destroy once there's a particular speed, or if it touches the rocks, like this. So yeah, this seems good. Like from here you can see, yes. So now this is a right thruster. So what the right thruster is going to do, once I'm pressing the left arrow key, this has to go to the right side. So something like this. So what I'm going to do, so we need to make a fire. So for making a fire, so what we have to do, we need a different color, something color that looks like a fire. So I'm going to use a little bit orange color, like yellowish or orangish type color, seems something like this. And I'm going to draw it over here. And I'm going to, let's say, reduce a little bit size to 5. Yes. And it has to, something like this. Okay, now this seems good. Yeah, let me try it again, or let me just zoom in again one more time. This seems good. From here also, yeah, this seems good. Yeah. So over here in the stage, you can see, have a look. It seems like this is a fire, actual fire. So this seems nice. And after this, I'm going to for the design for the left thruster. So something same thing, but on the left side. Yes, this will take time, but I guess we can do that. Yes, this seems good. So over here, you can see this is our left thruster, and same with the bottom one. You know what to do it and how to do it. Something like this. Yes, over here you can see it's look like a fire, actual fire. This seems good, right? Yes. So our designing part is ready. So we have a base lander, destroyer, right thruster, left thruster, and the bottom one. So what I'm going to do, we are going to write the code. So what is the code? Code is very interesting and a little bit bigger, but we are going to understand each and every part, how to design a moon lander game. So first of all, to start any game, we need to click on when green flag is clicked. Now after this, we need couple of variables. As you can see, we are using a thruster. So thruster has some fuels, it has some particular speed. So what I'm going to do, we are going to mix couple of variables. We will go to make a variable in block palettes, and we will click on make a variable, and first I'm going to write fuel. So that will be my first variable, and I'm going to make it one more, like the speed. So we want the horizontal speed as well as the vertical speed. So what do you understand by horizontal speed and vertical speed? We are going to understand that also. Let me just make a variable here first. So this is my horizontal speed, and I'm going to make one vertical speed. Yes, so I have horizontal speed and vertical speed, and I'm going to place it a little bit at the center here. This one will come here, and the horizontal speed can come over here. Let's make it a little bit gap. Yeah, this seems good. Yes. Now, so if my lander is going to the upside, so suppose we are in the starting position, it's here, and it's going to increase the fuel once we are going to press the up arrow key, then it has to go over here. So that is the vertical speed, and if it's going to the right side or the left side, then this will be the horizontal speed. So how fast it can go, that we are going to design it from here. So this is a very interesting part, and let's have a look how we can design this. Now, first of all, we made a variable, and we are going to use couple of variables here. So I need my fuel. Once I click on the green flag, so it has to start from 0 only. Same thing with the fuel. This is the fuel, but in the starting, if we don't have any fuel, then how we are going to, like, fly? So in the starting it won't be 0, right? So it has to be, let's say, 50 or 100. In the starting it has to, there's something fuel will be there. So once we are going to fly, then the fuel is going to reduce by 1 or by 2, we will see accordingly. and I'm going to use one more set here, and we are going to increase the particular speed. And for the horizontal speed, I'm going to change it to 0 only, and for the vertical speed, I'm going to change it for the 1 in the starting. Now in the starting one, it should not be destroyed, right? So in the starting one, it has to be the base lander, or the, like, from the starting one. So for the base lander, which is going to the base, and the starting position are going to be same. So what I'm going to do, I'll switch this costume. So I'm going to switch the costume to bottom thruster. Instead of bottom thruster, I'm going to use it base lander. And in the starting, once we are start the game, so it has to start from a particular position. Suppose I'm going to place it over here, or a little bit up like this. So I'm going to fix a particular position. So go to X and Y from the motion block palettes. Then the actual code is going to start. So make sure this is a big code. We are going to write only one script, and everything we are going to write in one script only. If you want to write any other script like different parts, so you are feel free to do it. But as of now, I'm going to write the whole code in a one particular script. So first of all, I'm going to go for the forever block palette, forever block in the control block palette, and we have to increase a speed for horizontal and the for vertical. So for the vertical, it has to change in y direction, right? So it has to change in y direction, and for the horizontal, it has to change in the x direction, minus x and plus x. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to motion block palette, and I'll select change x by and change y by. So if I use 10 over here, so it's going to increase and decrease by 10. But we made a variable that is horizontal speed. So once the horizontal, we have made the horizontal speed, so the horizontal speed are going to increase or decrease. And for the y, the vertical speed is going to change. So if my lander is going to move upside, then it's going to change in y direction. And if it's going for the left right direction, then there is a change in x direction. Now for the change in vertical speed, what I'm going to do, it has to increase the particular speed right over here. So if you have made, or if you have seen the last video, we made a couple of games. In that games, we used score variable. So if we want to increase the score, we know how to increase the score. We go to variable block palette, and we use change score by 1. Over here, I'm going to use change vertical speed. Why? Because I want to increase my vertical speed. We are going to use the horizontal speeds as well, but right now I'm going to use vertical speed by minus 0.05. Why we are going to use it minus 5? We are going to understand this after a couple of minutes. And after this, we are going to add a operator with a condition. So what is the condition block? First, we need to add a condition. So my condition is if then else. So if my fuel is greater than 50, and if I'm pressing the up arrow key, then the fuel that is 100 in the starting one has to decrease by 1. So if it's in the starting, it's 100. Let me just click on the green flag. You can see it's 100 now, and the vertical speed is minus 0.8. Why? Because you can have a look, it's doing something. It's just going over there. It's just reducing it. Why? Because we have used, it has to change the x, change the y using horizontal speed and vertical speed. So how we are going to do that? This is a very interesting thing. You can use this code in very different games, and you can create so many multiple things. Now over here, what is the operator? So if there's a two condition that we are going to do. So for adding a two condition, we are going to use one operator that says and operator. And inside and, I'm going to use two more operator. So in the first one, I'm going to use, okay, let me just add it again, and make sure, be careful once you are adding the operators. So you can see the white outline is coming. If the white outline is coming over here, then it's going to flip the particular position. So it will just throw it out the and it will just stuck over there. But we don't want that. We want this operator, this greater than operator, in the first position of the operator. So I'm going to place it like this. And in the second one, I'll go to sensing block palette, and I'm going to use key space pressed. And instead of space, I'm going to use it for the up arrow first. We are going to use it for the left arrow as well as for the right arrow. Now, what is going to come over here? So we are talking about the fuel. So I'm going to go to variable block palette and I'll select fuel block. And this, suppose it's it's greater than 50, then it has to do something. So once we are going to press the up arrow key, something is going to happen. So we will be having look at this. Now, after this, it has to change the particular fuel. So we already made a variable, so it has to change the fuel by -1. Why -1? Because if you are flying something, then the fuel is going to reduce, right? So what I'm going to do, if I click on the green flag, you can see my fuel has to reduce, but right now it's not going to reduce. Why? Because I was not pressing the up arrow key. Now, suppose I'm pressing the up arrow key like this. See, it's reducing. But why my lander is not going upside? Because we have not written the code. So it has to change a vertical speed as well. Once I'm pressing the up arrow key, the lander has to go to the upside in vertical direction. That is a change in y direction. So what I'm going to do, I'll add one more block that says change fuel by something, and I'm going to change it to vertical speed, and it has to change the speed by 1. Let's have a look what I'm going to, if I use this. See, it's going upside. Once I'm just pressing one time like this. So if I just press it a little bit more faster, then it's going to stuck over there and it might not come back. But for that, I'll just reduce a little bit speed, and I'm going to change it to 0.5. Now after this, what I'm going to do, I'm going, once if I click on the green flag and I'm pressing the up arrow key, so it's going up, that is correct. But why it's going up? Because I'm using the fuel. So which costume we need to use it over here? So we made a couple of costumes. So if I'm using, if my lander is going upside, so that means the fire is on the bottom of the lander. So we are going to use this costume. So how we can use it? So first we will go to looks block palette and we will select switch costume to bottom thruster. So let's say if I click on the green flag and I'm pressing the up arrow key, so it's using this one. And if I'm pressing like any other key right now, nothing is going to happen because I have not written the code for that. And once if it's touching this color, that is the gray color, that is the rock part of the moon. Okay, so my lander has to destroy. So it's going to change its costume over there as well. So let's move ahead and I'm going to just place it over here again. Now, after this, we have done it for the up arrow. Now we have to write it for the left arrow and for the uh, right arrow and for the left arrow. Yes. So for that, what I'm going to do, we need one more condition. So what I'm going to do, I can just duplicate this whole structure. I can just right click over here, duplicate the whole structure and going to place it like this. And now, instead of couple of things, we need to use here. So let's say if my fuel is going to, it's more than 0, and for the up arrow I'm going to change it to for the left arrow, and the change fuel by -1 is correct. And for the vertical speed, instead of vertical I'm going to use the horizontal speed here, and it has to change it to by 0 minus, yes, minus -0.5. And the thruster has to change to the right thruster. So why for the left arrow right thruster? Because if I'm pressing the left arrow key, so it has to go to the left side. So if it's going to the left side, so only the right thruster has to come, right? So if the fire is coming from this side, then only the lander is going to the left side. So same with the left thruster. If I'm using the left thruster, the lander is going to the right side. So that is very important to keep in mind. Now let me show you. See what just happened? I pressed the left arrow key and it just went to the left side. And the costume is going to change also. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to duplicate this again one more time and I'm going to place it over here. And let's just stop it. And I'm going to change it to this time right arrow key. And the horizontal speed is fine, but not -5 now. I'm going to change it to 0.5 only, not minus. And the right thruster is going to be the left thruster. Now let's have a look. So I'm pressing the up arrow, right, down, like this. Oh, I just press it so much fast. Yes, now it's coming and you can see we can easily move it. So this seems good. Okay, as of now this is fine, but right now my game is not getting over. So it has to get, the game has to be over once it touches this rock part, as well as, so if it's touching the green color, so something this one, so that is a safe space or the surface area where my lander has to land. So it's going to be present over there, and then again it's going to change the particular costume that was a starting costume, and then everything is going to stop. Or we can do one more interesting thing, we can just add a next costume or the backdrop here, you land safe, or very good, you won, something like that. So you can add them later on by yourself. And how to add a game over backdrop, we have already explained this in the last couple of games. You can go back and the code is same for every game over. If you want to write a game over in a sprite as a sprite, then you can use that. If you want to write a game over in the paint section of a backdrop, that is very suitable, and you know how to use hide and show block and how to switch the costume. If not, go back to the ping pong or the mouse chasing game that we made last time and just have a look over there. Now let's continue with this part. So first of all, what I'm going to do, we are going to add a, so suppose first it's going to touch this color. So again, I'm going to add a condition block. So this is a condition, if and else is a condition. And what is going to happen, so if it's touching a particular color, if it's touching a particular color, then it has to do something, right? So for that, I'm going to go for the sensing block palette, and I'm going to choose touching color, and I'm going to scan this color. At the last part, if you know the ratio of the color, particular colors, what is the color, so you can change it over here. The best option, I use the scanner. If you click here, you can just scan the particular color. Let me show you again. So if there's a color that you want to scan, the particular color that is available in the stage, then you can choose it. So every single color that is present in the stage, you can scan that color. So you just, we need a scan to color the moon, and so this is the color. Now if it's, now let's add a little bit interesting thing. Suppose right now my speed, vertical speed is minus 12.5 and my horizontal speed is 0 as it's on the rest. So we are going to add an interesting thing. If my lander is going to land a very fast, if it's going to land very fast here, then it has to destroy. Or it's going very slow, very slow, very slow, then again it has to destroy. So there will be a particular speed, so we are going to define. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a one more condition here. So what is that condition? That condition is if then condition again. And so first I'm going to go for the control block palette. I'll add if then condition here. Now we will go to operator block palette, and I'm going to use and here, because I'm going to use a couple of more things. Like the first thing is if the vertical speed is more, if the horizontal speed is more, or the horizontal speed is less, because it has to land horizontally, right? So we are going to use this. So for that, I'm going to use two AND operators. And in the first AND, what I'm going to do, I'll add a greater than operator like this, and make sure once how to use the operators. If the white outline is coming, then only you have to drop the second operator inside it. Now for the second one, again, I'm going to use the same operator. And for the third one, I'm going to use the something less than 51. Now, what is going to come over here? So this, we are talking about speeds. So the speed has to come. So whose speed is going to come? The vertical speed and the horizontal speed. So we are going to place it vertical speed over here. In the second one, horizontal speed. And in the third one, again horizontal speed. Why? Let me show you. Because let's just write for the vertical speed first. So suppose if my vertical speed is more than -2, then it's going to destroy. If my horizontal speed is more than -2, then it's going to destroy. If my horizontal speed is less than 2, then again it's going to destroy. So that's what we are going to use. So then the next costume has to come, because we are going to design the, we have designed the next costume for the destroyer also. And then everything has to stop. Okay. So this we are going to do. Okay. Yes, yes. There's one thing like we missed. So if we are going to, if this touching is color, then there's no nothing, there's no scenario about the, there's no case for the if and then condition. So we, instead of if then condition, we need to use if then else condition. So why if then else condition, I'm going to just tell you in a minute. So we are going to place if then else condition, and here this particular block is going to come over here, and this switch costume is going to come over here. So if it's touching a particular color like this, then it should not destroy. It has to land properly, right? Because it's going to save it's going to come over here safely. Then if it's not going to come over here, if it's touching a particular color, then it has to do something else. Now for that, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go for the, like, stop all here. But if you remember, we scan this color first. We need to scan the green color first, then the, we need to scan the green color first, like this. Then because it's going to land it over here, then we are going to add one more condition, that is a if and then if then else condition. Or let's say, let's do one thing, let's directly add that part. What is that part? If it's touching the this color, else if it's not touching the that color, particular color. Let me just where is that block? I'm going to use, okay, so here we are going to use switch costume, and that will be destroyer, and then also it's going to stop everything. Yes, this seems good. This is going to be here. Now this seems fine, but we have not written for the code for the if it's touching this color. So I'm going to add this but one more time, and where we are going to place it, this is very important part. Make sure you leave a particular gaps here where we have to place this part. So I'm going to go for the sensing block palette, touching color. Now we are going to write for the lander one. So if it's touching this color, then again it has to destroy. So I'm going to for the switch costume and destroyer, then also everything is going to stop. From the control block palette, we are going to use the stop. Now let's have a look, how does it work. So it's going, I'm pressing the couple of arrow keys, and if it touches this, so see, the destroyer is coming. Now let me just zoom it a little bit bigger. If it's touching this, again the, it's going to, now I'm pressing right arrow key, left arrow key, up arrow key, like this, and you can see vertical speeds is also increasing, and if it's coming at a particular speed, then again it's going to destroy. Now I'm going to try with the land safely. Now this is a tricky part. Let's have a look whether I can do it a little bit smaller. Slow. Oh, I just missed that part. Let's start it again. Okay, I guess I'm moving a little faster, so I'm going to try it this time a little bit slow. Oh, I missed that. Let me just try. This is the last time I'm going to do it. Otherwise, you have to try and do let me know how does it go. Now this is the last part. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to miss it. So okay, so I'm not going to go for that again. So just have a look at this, and I'm going to show you the code again. So here what we have done it, let me just explain it. First we made a backdrop of the moon, and here if you want to write something, once the destroyer is coming, then you can add a broadcast message. Right now I'm not going to add this, and you can just explore more things about how we can add a game over backdrop in our previous games. And let me show you the costumes. So we made a base lander, we made a destroyer, right thruster, left one, and the bottom one. So we made a colorful things, we made a backdrop like this, and then we wrote a code. So this is how we can design a very interesting moon lander game. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. Stay tuned. Do subscribe our channel. And again, on the next Sunday, we are coming up with another video. Press the bell icon and do share with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a good day.